Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about employment. Most people with intellectual disabilities who are in the workforce take part in workshops and factories that only hire people with disabilities. This is known as salary-graded employment. Often they are told there are no other options. There are approximately 20,000 people working in salary-graded employment, and approximately 75% of these have intellectual disabilities. Very few people in salary-graded employment transition to open employment. People in salary-graded employment are also often paid well below the minimum wage. There is strong evidence that people with intellectual disabilities can work within open employment, and that open employment leads to better outcomes than salary-graded employment. However, even in open employment, people with intellectual disabilities are often underemployed and underpaid, and the opportunities and supports for people to get a good job at a good wage are hard to find. My experience has been that I felt like the company policy did not turn into a caring workplace. I sometimes felt that I was just there to tick a box, which is unfair. People with disabilities have the right to work on an equal basis with others in open employment. Inclusive employment leads to better outcomes for people with disabilities, yet that is not what most people with intellectual disabilities in Australia experience. I have also found it hard to look for jobs that I know that I can do. We need more employers to see the value in offering people like me real jobs with proper wages in a supportive workplace. We believe that by improving pathways to open employment and providing the right supports and information, we will see a transformation of the sector. We want to see a transition to fair wage systems. People with disabilities should be paid a fair and proper wage for their work, and related welfare and support systems should be redesigned to support this. Improved support for employers to ensure people with intellectual disabilities can be included in their workplaces. Employers need to be supported with information and training to ensure that they can support people with intellectual disabilities in the workplace. The community perception of what it means to employ someone with disabilities in the organisation needs to be improved. I worked for a very large international company with great inclusion policies. However, the reality was that I had very little support, and the staff really did not understand why I was there. They didn't even want me there. Some companies say that they are inclusive, but they need to be able to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. A better support for transition from schools into open employment. Often schools use salary-graded employment as work placements for students with intellectual disabilities. This limits their ability to develop workplace skills and fully explore the options. Work experience should be provided within open employment for all students. An open employment first approach to disability supports. Disability support should focus on building skills to support transition to open employment. Supports to participate in salary-graded employment should only be considered after all options have been explored. This includes long-term support within workplaces and support for more specialised disability employment support providers. Support to transition from salary-graded employment. Salary-graded employment providers should be supported to grow their capacity to build the skills of people to transition to open employment, and the providers should become more inclusive. The Australian government has recently announced further support to both providers and advocacy organisations to support this. For example, I would love to have my own business where I can help people be their best. I have a passion for helping people, and I know that I have a lot of skills to do this. It would be really good if there was support to help people like me set up our own businesses and to be more independent. Australia's recent Disability Royal Commission supported many of these areas, recommending a reform of disability employment supports, developing a roadmap to open employment, and raising sub-minimum wages. Everyone has the right to a meaningful job and a supportive environment. The more people like me have these opportunities, the more independent we become, and the richer society becomes. Our rights, our passions, and our dreams are the same as everyone else's in Australia and across the world. We can achieve more to improve employment outcomes for people with intellectual disabilities. We want to work with people so that we can get to a world where people with intellectual disabilities have the same opportunities as everyone else in the workplace and in life. I'm very lucky because I grew up with a very supportive family and a very supportive sister who is here today. She's helped me so much in my employment. She's done several video resumes to get me into open employment. She's an amazing sister, and I really love her a lot. And without the help of my family and my adorable, lovely sister, who is amazing in every single way, I really love my sister and I really love my family. So thank you very much. Wow, those are some really powerful questions to answer. I've got a few things that I probably need to say to be able to answer those questions. Segregated employment for people with intellectual disabilities needs to come to an end. People with intellectual disabilities being paid as low as $4 an hour needs to also come to an end as well. Employers need to become serious about employing people with intellectual disabilities. They need to understand that it can be a benefit for their business. They need to walk the walk, not just talk the talk on inclusion. We need to reform support systems for people with intellectual disabilities and for employers. Wage systems need to be reformed so that everyone is paid a proper wage. And the big one is self-advocates like me. I know I'm pretty good at doing what I do, but you also need other people as well to be included when it comes to these reforms that the government is doing. What I really want to see is a world where people with disabilities are respected and they're loved by not just you guys, but the community and people with employment. It saddens me to see what is happening at the moment in Australia. It's just terrible, isn't it? But I believe that if we come together and unite, that we can make a change and an impact in workplaces. And this won't just affect their businesses, but it affects our entire lives. This is important. It's important to be who you are, and it's important to be able to be heard and to be listened and to be treated with respect, love, and kindness. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, dear Michael. I can see closely here your family and friends watching you, and I think you made them proud. And if I'm allowed to say, you make all of us proud within this room. Thank you so much.